Good evening. 11,000 jobs are at risk tonight as two big high street retailers become the latest to run into trouble. The department store chain House of Fraser plans to close over half its shops, affecting 6,000 jobs as part of a rescue deal. The House of Fraser boss has told the BBC the decision is brutal and as tough as it gets. And the discount chain Poundworld is struggling too, with nearly 5,500 jobs at risk. Our business correspondent Emma Simpson has more.
It's the cornerstone of many a high street. This is Birmingham's biggest and oldest department store, but it's going. Wolverhampton's closing too.
We're just devastated. It's a lovely, wonderful shop.
Edinburgh's also on the hit list.
I can see partly why it's going to close here. It's just old now.
So is Cirencester.
It's like the high street is just dying. It's very, very sad.
It's also grim news for Cardiff. The chain's pulling out of Wales altogether, and the boss didn't mince his words.
This is brutal. This is as tough as it gets. And we have not taken this decision lightly. It's necessary today because without it, we aren't a business with a viable future.
House of Fraser is trying to restructure its business. It has 59 stores across the UK. It wants to close 31 of them, but it needs 75% of its creditors to approve the plan at a vote later this month. 6,000 jobs are at risk. Even London's Oxford streets to go because of falling sales and rising costs. In the 60s, House of Fraser and department stores were a magnet for shoppers, but nowadays it's much harder to make the sums add up.
They want to reduce what is a very considerable debt.
Retail expert Richard Hyman was talking about its problems 25 years ago, and he's still doing it today.
For many, many years, it hasn't had a sufficiently differentiated product. It hasn't stood out, it hasn't been clear about exactly who it's been targeting. There hasn't been enough investment in the business. There have been too many stores, and the market has become far less forgiving.
They know that here in Darlington, where BHS is still standing empty.
And that's the problem facing high streets up and down the country. How to fill the gaps when we're shopping more online, although it looks as if this site is finally being redeveloped.
But who'll step into this vast space up the street? The House of Fraser store known here as Bins. It's the smallest towns like this one, which will be the hardest hit.
The impact is going to be catastrophic in terms of job losses and the loss of the shopping experience, but we shouldn't lose sight of the fact that House of Fraser is an anchor tenant. It brings people into town.
And they'll miss it.
I think we're losing a lot of the big stores.
Because Marx's will go, this will go, and then we've got nothing left in the town, really.
For House of Fraser, it's a drastic attempt to stay in business. This retailer, though, may be just days from collapse. Poundworld says it intends to appoint administrators if it can't find a solution to its troubles. It's been a terrible few months for our high streets as the weaker players struggle to adapt to the new world of retail. Emma Simpson, BBC News, Darlington.